Well, happy Thursday, YouTubers. It is I, the one, the only, and I did say only, Big D, coming to you live and in person here in Olive Branch, Mississippi at the Flying J, where gas is, $2.83 a gallon. And you get 3 cents off if you have the professional driving card. And what I'm doing a video of is, type of vans used in expediting. And here is going to show you a good sampling. My van, a 250 regular length high top. It's a 2-skid van. Now if you can stack them, you can get in 3. I got 3 in here yesterday. But there it is. That's it. Look at the back end. From the wheel to the back bumper, you can see that. Over here, you have the preferred 3500 Transit Extended. Now you can see from the wheel well back the difference in length. Mine comes, let's see, somewhere about right here. So he's got that much distance back further on it, and that makes a huge difference in freight. You can theoretically turn them sideways and get 4 skids in there. Now, I owned, and that's a 250. Sorry, that's a 250, the same one I have. The only difference I understand is basically suspension. Here we have the ProMaster. 2500, or is it 35? I think it's a 3500. Yep, 3500 high top extended. Now I had one of these. I'll never buy another because I think they're junk. And I'll go into that in a minute, but this is the extended version, 3-skid van. I mean, the van itself is nice. Inside it drives nice. It handles nice. They're running a diesel heater in there. See right there, that's the exhaust for it. And they got a generator running too. And over here, the Nissan NV, which is probably the most reliable of the 3. These are really good vans. Now, mechanically speaking, gas mileage and room, they suck. But you can get 2 skids in it. I mean, there it is. It's just the way it comes, but that's a 2-skid van. These are your 3 most popular. Why? Because they're high tops. Cargo vans, yeah, you can get into it with a cargo van, but for the most part, you're going to run into freight issues getting them in the low ones, because, well, the skids I had yesterday would have never went in a cargo van. You needed the height. So that being said, NV, most reliable on the road between the other 2, the ProMaster or the Transit. It's more of a truck front end on it. You'll see it has the truck front end right there, how it sticks out. This one's been hit. Shocking, but it's got the truck front end on it, and someone wasn't paying attention to their clearance and whacked the top of it. These actually stand up higher than the other ones. They're pretty high. It's pretty good up there, and you've got an extension, so be careful with that. But that's a really good van. It's probably the least expensive too between the 3. They have done away with that van. It's no longer being produced. The 3500, well, it's got a Pentastar V6 in it, and he's got a setup like mine. It has the refrigerator, microwave in the passenger seat. Pentastar V6, yeah, it's got a problem. You can Google it. Top engine knock, ProMaster van. And it's not if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. So be aware of that. Therefore, you will also realize that anywhere between 60,000 up, you're going to need to have a top engine rebuild to replace those roller rockers, which are about $10 each. And you're going to have to replace the cams and everything, and that's going to run you about $5 grand. And it happens. I had my top end rebuilt 65,000 miles later. I just put a rebuild in. I wasn't going to do it twice. Those lights on the top there, those are a pain in the ass to change because you got to get up there and it's not easy to do. Also, the bearings in these things have an issue. A lot of people had trouble with the transmissions. I did not. And the reason I didn't was because I changed the transmission fluid on it religiously. Every 30 to 40,000 miles, I had the transmission serviced, had the screens, all that dumped out and done. Now, the transits, you can't do that to, because the A-pillar under has to come out and it's generally rusted in. That ProMaster, $275. The transit run you about $800. I had the transmission back flushed, which is basically Ford recommends it, and it's really made a big improvement in it. But I had it done. It cost me $250 at a Ford dealer, so I can't complain about that. But I'll just be shooting video out the window here as I talk. Which one's best? Well, generally the transits have been more expensive, but now with things the way they are, yeah, they're same as the ProMasters. The ProMaster is same as them. So I will rate these in order of what I consider the reliability. NV, Transit, ProMaster. Now, if you get a ProMaster cheap enough, what the heck? For $8,000, you can put a Jasper in it, drop the whole thing in. But also the alternator in that run you about $2,400 to replace. Just thought, you know, it's heavy duty. Just the factory part is $800. Yeah, that's what that cost. And if you're going to do it, the tensioner starts to wobble and it causes it to seize up and screw up, and that's what causes it to go out. So if you're going to go in and do this, replace the tensioner, the belts, everything at one time. It's $2,400. Don't do it halfway, folks. While you're in there, and get it done. The ProMaster tune-up will run you about $500 and something because, well, you got to take the whole top of that motor, all that plastic crap off to get to it. It's labor intensive. The ProMaster's one side is totally exposed. You could do it yourself. You got to, you know, take you about an hour to take the rest of the stuff off the other side. It's not too awful bad based on what I've seen. You got to take out the throttle body, and that's another thing in these vans. The throttle body replacement in that ProMaster is going to cost you 2 arms and a leg. It's all the way in the back of the motor. It's harder than hell to get to. Not like in the ProMaster, or not like in the Transit where you saw the video where I put that in. It's an $89 part. $89 at Ford if you've got the regular one. And it goes in with 4 bolts. It'll take you 15 minutes, folks. 15 minutes, put that in. Your van choice is going to be personal. Now, comfort-wise, I do like the cup holders in here. The ProMaster has them actually down on the floor about right there. Down in that area. And, yeah, there's a slot under there. I forgot that was under there. Huh. Yeah, look at that. Forgot that was under it. But that's where the cup holder for the ProMaster would be at. Stupid. It's not even reach. You got some here, I just use it as junk. My cup holders are right here. I like this because you can just grab it. So the cup holder here is great. ProMaster cup holders, crap. Then NV, they're a comfortable van. I'm not sure about the cup holders because I really didn't pay attention to them. But seating, I was more comfortable sitting in the ProMaster than I am in this Transit. And it's because it's kind of narrow in here. You see how that kind of narrows in? It's a tight fit. So, you know, I'm going to put the aftermarket cruise control on it because you got to sit up in here and it's like I got the seat back. So it's not the most comfortable riding van out there now. I did put that clock in because I kind of like it. But the overhead storage here, they have that in the ProMaster too. And they have one that goes back up in here that this one doesn't have, which was nice. This doesn't have it, but the ProMaster does. It's a storage area up there, and this hangs under it. So I like that better. Other than that, personal choice. I mean, it's all going to be up to you what you drive. I advise you to basically find the best deal you can find. But before you go out and invest in a van, let me give you some pieces of warning. I want you to look down here. There's vans over there gassing up at the pumps. There's 2 vans over there. One's at the one side, the other's at the other. So we got 2 vans over there. 3, 4, 5, 6 right here. 6 vans and 2 box trucks sitting, or 3, 4 box trucks sitting here. So that's something you have to take into consideration when you come out here. This is not the time of year you really want to hit the road. Definitely not the time of year you want to buy something either. Prices are still way up there. I would recommend, since we're, basically in November, the holidays coming, shutdowns coming. Plants shut down during the holidays, folks. Not much freight to move. It's cheap as dirt. Most people take off for the holidays. Is to wait. And I've told this to people. Wait till about, end of February, end of March. Start looking for a van then, because sales will be down. No one's buying because they bought all the Christmas stuff and now they're paying it back. You want to get in there just before the insurance or the income tax returns start coming in and buy it then, because now the stuff's going to be sitting on the lots for a while and they're going to want to move it. But before you do, find you a carrier. Find out what they're going to require you to have. Don't go out and get your DOT and MC. Don't get your own authority. A lot of people are starting to find out that it's biting them in the butt. Here's why. Take Selectus. It's a big board. Selectus is one of your biggest boards out there. One van can get on. Yes, one van for over $500 a month, every month. So if your van's sitting, guess what? You're still paying that $500 something a month. Your carrier insurance is going to be higher than your insurance you'll have with the carrier you're on. So you're going to have that, and you're going to have your van payment. Don't do this. You don't know anything about what the rates and bidding's like. Everybody comes out here thinking, because you got these fools, as I call them, out there telling you, get your own authority or do all this. And most of them are failing. Or you got some other fools out there, I'm getting $1.69 a mile. They don't tell you they go up and drop the thing off deadhead 150, go up and they go 350 miles for $1.69 a mile, think they've done something. And the problem with that is that then they got to turn around and come home, but they don't count those miles. If we only count part of the miles, then I guess, you get a better average. Got to count them all, folks. So my advice is don't come out here at the moment. It's slow. Freight's down. We don't know why, but freight's been weird. No one's knocking a deadheader. I'm not having a stellar week, I can tell you that. I'm going home for the weekend. I got some irrigation to do at the house because of flooding from the building behind it, but and now's the time to do that. When it slows, when you want to get stuff done. I mean, I had the van serviced when I was off the road, handling the first part of that flooding, having the engineers in to look at it. But like I said, these are the vans that you're going to choose from. Do not get a low top anything. Don't do it. Don't get the mid-roof Transit. Get the high top. The extended one like this one, if possible, they're hardest fucking hard to find. I can tell you that. Next choice in length would be the ProMaster 3500 high top extended. Do not like the motor. And if you don't pay too much for it, I mean, I bought a 2017 out the door, $30,500. That's what I paid for it. You couldn't get that used today for that, folks. With 300,000 miles on it, it's ridiculous. So be careful what you buy out there. I actually sold that van to one of the guys on our channel for 15 grand with a new motor in it, under warranty. Something happened, he had the warranty, got it fixed. Pulled it paid off. But like I said, then the next one would be the Nissan. Nissan's a good van. Probably the least expensive one to get in between the three. If FedEx accepts them, I know that. A lot of carriers do accept the NVs. You'll see them out here. Good van. But your gas mileage, don't get the V8. Be sure you get the 6. Don't get that V8. I mean, it guzzles gas, $9-10 a gallon, or miles per gallon, maybe 11, if you're lucky. I'm into 20. I get around 20. You think 8 miles per gallon isn't that big of a deal? Well, it becomes really big deal when you put the miles on it. You average 10,000 miles a month. At that 8 miles, and you're going to be spending over $700 in gas. You can buy that ProMaster there, or that Transit there, for almost that price. Normally, you should be able to get that for $600-700 a month. So, what you're saving in gas over that V8 Transit or a V8 NV, you could buy that van. You see why all these factors come into play? The ProMaster gets about 20 also, so these two vans will get similar gas mileage. NV gets the worst of the three, but it's the most reliable also. But, you know, that's a trade-off. Take care of your van, do the maintenance on it regular, keep the oil changed and everything, and then you will basically, you know, have no issues. And I keep telling people, that's what you're going for. You want to be on the road in service as much as you can. You really do. So, you know, you have to take care of your equipment. Keep it clean, take care of it, and be happy campers out there and make some monies. But wait until after the first year to get the van. Prices will come down. Talk to the carriers. See if they're going to put anybody on at that rate. And there you go. I had to reset my oil change light. And you'll be in good shape. So this is Big D saying, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, share the channel, the No Bullshit channel. I'm trying to tell you how to save money, make money, what you need to look for, what the pros and cons are. You make your own decisions. Later.